Coming up, I meet the people who risk their lives daily to work deep in a mangrove forest where tigers roam. Apparently from tip of the nose all the way to the tail, we're talking 12 feet. I had spent the day travelling by boat into the heart of the Sundarbans, the largest mangrove forest on the planet, and now that the sun had finally fallen, I had made my way to my little cabin on board. Hang on, let me find my light, guys. Where's my light? Is that my light? That's the fan. Oh, we've got light. Here we go. Right, I'm just going to show you my little room now. Oh, no, we haven't. Hang on a second, it'll come back on in a minute. Welcome back. Right, I've got my camera torch on. Gonna have a quick drink, and then what I'm gonna do, whoops, just trying to open up. Oh, whoa, that's very bright. Right, I think we're good. Turn my torch off again now. Right, so I'm in my little room, look. My little cabin. There's the old cabin, see? I've got all my stuff going on. Boom! Suitcase is exploded. So apparently what we're gonna do is we're now, because we're on the edge by the Bay of Bengal, it's getting a bit choppy chino, the old water. It's a bit choppy, so we are going inland for about an hour apparently, and then we're gonna have, don't know why I've got my glasses on, then we're gonna have a barbecue. And then basically then I can go to bed, but the crew here are gonna charter the boat. I'm trying to think of the right word then. They're gonna charter the boat for another 3 or 4 hours apparently to another location, so that at 6 in the morning when we wake up and get up, we're in a new place and we can explore a little bit more of the forest before we leave. So they're doing everything they can to show me as much as possible in a very short space of time, which is amazing. Up on deck, it was time to find out what their famous barbecue was all about. The first thing I noticed was that there was certainly no shortage of variety. In fact, so much choice, I wasn't sure where to start. Everything here on the boat is amazing. The food's really, really good. I've got incoming soup now as well. Jagan. Marinade is really lovely. Bit of sea crab. That was amazing. Not bad. I've eaten as much as I actually physically can. Okay, that might be a lie. Oh my goodness. That's very good. Yeah, you guys have to eat. Oh, he's giving it to you. There's your creme brulee, creme caramel thing. Chef on board this boat knows exactly what he's doing. Food's amazing. It was finally time for bed, but for the amazing crew, it was time to sail the ship for another 5 hours, so that I would wake up able to see a different part of the mangrove forest before returning to the mainland. It's just gone 5:30 in the morning. I'm in my cabin, and we are going tiger spotting in about 23 minutes. I've just got myself sorted, and I had a look outside when I went to go to the toilet, and it's really, really foggy, really dark. Look at that fogorama drama. Ooh, spooky. Just gonna go and see if the flask has still got hot water in, because I need a cup of tea before we go anywhere. Hello. Good morning. What is that? Thank you. Let's see if I can find some tea. Check this out, right? They've got the most amazing condensed milk in here. Look, oh my goodness, look at that. Ooh, that's a lot. Oh yes, nice and hot, look at that. Check that for service. You're only ever ready for action when you've had a cup of tea or coffee, first thing. Honestly, I'm never ready for action. I'm only ever ready for if I haven't had my caffeine. Geography lesson coming up. Geography lesson, here we go. Here's my teacher. Right, where are we? Oh, I better not put it. He's even using a pointer stick. Or is that a wand? Magic wand? Gosh, we came... Oh, no way. We came up a long way last night. Oh, wow. You're kidding.
Now we are here. And we will go here.
Yeah.
We will go here.
Yeah.
Then we go back.
Oh, wow. I'm amazed by how far they got, and they stopped at 1:30, and everyone got up at 5 to get ready to take me out in a little boat. So I mean, they are bending over backwards to show me as much of the Sundarbans as possible in a short space of time. I think it's amazing. So we're just going to wait for 10 minutes until visibility increases, because I don't know about you, but if you're tiger spotting, that might be quite hard. 10 minutes later, armed with my tea, we decided to go for it. I don't think the caffeine was kicking in as fast as required, but it was now way too late to worry about that. We're just cruising down a narrow canal now. We've cut the engine and we're listening to the sounds of the mangrove forest. I'm trying to be David Attenborough. And we're looking for the elusive tiger. There's a bit of a chill in the air. So, knowing my feline friends at home, it's probably curled up somewhere in the forest, staying warm. So we're waiting for the sun to come up and just warm the area up a bit. And then hopefully we'll get a sighting. As we eased deeper into the mangrove forest, I was interested to find out more about the people who make a living in this remote corner of Bangladesh, and one person on board kindly agreed to chat to me. So I'm here with Abdul Mujid, who is our forest guard and looking after us during this trip and just making sure that we stay safe with regards to tigers. The idea is absolutely not to ever kill them, but it's just to make sure that they don't get close. I mean, to be honest with you, we probably won't see one, but it's a risk. Fishermen and honey collectors do get killed here in the Sundarbans. They do get bitten and they get killed. We've been passing fishermen here and they sleep in their boats, as far into the water as they can. And recently, only 2 or 3 weeks ago, a couple of fishermen were killed. So it is serious and it's really important to do this properly. But I want to find out more. So tell me, how many years have you been doing the job? Amit kindly translated, and I'll tell you what he said. So he's been working for 24 years and 5 months. That's a long time. That must be a lot of experience. What do you enjoy most about the job?
সবচেয়ে পছন্দ হয়েছে টুরিস্ট
Ah,
খুবই আনন্দ পাইছি
so he's saying that he absolutely loves being with tourists and meeting different people, basically. How many times have you seen a tiger?
5 বার
5 times.
জি
Wow. Which goes to show actually how rare they are here. Think about it, he's been working here for 24 years and he's seen a tiger 5 times. So the chances of me seeing one today, probably pretty slim. It was hard to imagine what it must feel like to see a tiger here, but the answer to my next question changed all of that. Can you describe the first time you saw a tiger? How did it make you feel and what happened? Abdul Mujid described a terrifying encounter. Let me tell you all about it. The first time he saw a tiger, he was going into the forest with a group of people who were investigating illegal logging. So they had to go in to try and find out whether trees were being cut down. When they went in, his colleague spotted the tiger first and immediately stopped. And Abdul Mujid asked, why did he stop? And he pointed and he saw this huge male tiger, apparently from tip of the nose all the way to the tail, we're talking 12 feet. Massive, and it was lying on the floor. but it stood up. It looked at them straight in the eyes, and it showed no signs of moving, and it was only about 10 feet away. And in that moment, even though you're trained for it, that first time you see a tiger, it takes your breath away. And he had to pull himself together very, very quickly to deal with it. And what they did was they all made massive noise, because obviously it's an endangered species, so you're not going to kill it. You don't want to kill it. Nobody wants to kill it. So they made huge noise, but it stood there, and then it roared. Luckily, they made even more noise, and it started to back away, and then it turned and it walked off. But their hearts were... He hasn't had an encounter like that since. He has seen tigers again, but that eye-to-eye one was spectacular, completely nerve-wracking, exhilarating, and luckily everybody came out alive. Wow. Thank you very much. Donabad. Such a lovely smiley guy. Thank you.
After chatting with Abdul Mojid, I couldn't help but think of the people that make a living by fishing or honey collecting here in the deepest part of the mangrove forests. And of course, they don't have an armed forest guard. I wondered what life was like for them, and very kindly, some fishermen that we passed agreed to chat to me via Armit.
So I'm with these lovely fishermen, and they are chatting me through how they work. And they're here fishing for crabs. They have very, very long lines, and they're tying eels to them at certain distances, and they then put the weighted ropes out into the water, and after some time they pull the ropes in and they catch as many crabs as they can. They're here for 10 days. Currently they've been here for 7, and after 10 days they'll go back.
Their life is about sticking together and very much staying away from the land and remaining on the boats. And if they have to go into the water, making sure it's quick. When it comes to food, they cook on the boats using small fires, and at night they wrap up in blankets and pull a plastic sheet over each boat, making sure that the boats are floating in the middle of the river, not near the edge.
Bilal Halder here. He has been doing this job for 40 years, and he's seen a tiger once. And I asked him if he ever worries when he's here about the tigers. And he says he does, but he feels that this area, there are less tigers, and having only seen one in 40 years, it gives him a bit more confidence. However, I asked him if he had heard of any tiger attacks, because I know that they've happened. And he does. He knows quite a scary story.
The story he told was of an attack that happened just a few months before.
3 men were searching for crabs, and 1 was in the water and 2 were actually on the side, which they shouldn't be. And out of nowhere, a tiger pounced and bit the guy in the water close to the edge so hard that the tiger broke the man's back. And they scared the tiger away, and they took the guy to a hospital, I think in Dhaka. And basically he survived a month and then died. So it goes to show that it is a real risk. You have to be careful. And even if you're in the water right by the edge, the tiger will come in. The tigers swim across these canals all the time.
These fishermen are incredibly brave, but they also take things very seriously, because one thing's for sure, even if you survived a tiger attack out here, you're not going to get to a hospital anytime soon. It was fascinating to hear about their lives, and certainly made me see another side of the Sundarbans. We left the fishermen with some biscuits and bade them farewell.
Bye, Donabad. Bye.
As we sailed away, Armit and I chatted about the fact that it's not just tigers that put these people at risk.
What we're saying is that as well as the tiger, they have to look out for crocodiles. Sometimes they have to go into the water briefly, don't they, to pull the crabs up. And they try and do it as quick as possible, and they do it in teams, so they're all watching, even though you can't actually see much in the water. But snakes, there's very poisonous snakes here. They also have to watch out for the snakes because they're in the trees. So that's why they fish in groups.
Let me just say this. Next time you eat crab from this part of the world, just make sure you appreciate it. Now, we certainly didn't have any deadly challenges to face, but we did have one small problem.
Lost the ship. Not sure where the ship is. Goodness me, we can only see about 10 metres.
I was very much hoping we wouldn't find ourselves in the middle of the Bengal Sea. Forget tigers, there are sharks out there. This was one of those slightly unsettling, but also somewhat exhilarating travel moments that I'm addicted to. Luckily though, after a short while, something started to appear through the fog.
Whew, we found it. Came out like a ghost ship. I was wondering what we were going to do then if we couldn't find it. Go and hang out with the tigers. Whew. Made it. Not bad. Thank you. Ah, great. Safe. Safe and sound. I think I need to put a jumper on. It's freezing. I'm sure I brought a jumper. Hey. Made it back. Made it back. Made it back. Oh, that was brilliant.
It was now time to start heading back to the mainland, and as the fog lifted, I was once again treated to the beauty of this region. But before the trip ended, there was one more thing I wanted to do, and we made a final stop.
Just before we leave the Sundarbans, we've stopped at pretty much the last outpost before reaching Mangrove, just to see if we can find a tiger footprint. I would love to see how big they are. As we're walking along, I'm seeing loads of these tiny red crabs, and they're kind of really cool because they're about sort of that big, about the size of that finger, and they have what looks like one really large pincer. It looks like they're sort of carrying this large pincer. God, funny little things, bright red.
Suddenly, Amit spotted a paw print.
Footprint.
Oh, is it a footprint?
Tiger's footprint. This one.
No way.
These are little bit old, maybe 4, 5, 6. You haven't seen?
God, they're big, aren't they?
Yeah, big one and the smaller one.
Oh.
This one is bigger one.
So, those tiger footprints were the size of my hand. So they must be pretty huge animals. Do you know what it reminds me of, Amit? Shall I tell you what it reminds me of? When it's muddy outside in my garden in London, my naughty cats go in the mud, and then they come through the cat flap, and they go pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, all the way through the kitchen, and it looks exactly like that.
Same.
Just an awful lot smaller. I just had a thought. Do they ever sleep underneath the boardwalks? Do tigers ever sleep underneath? Here.
They sleep inside.
Oh, I hope they do.
Coming out from Boardwalk Central, we passed a freshwater lake and a reminder of what we were looking out for.
Look at this, guys. So we're wondering whether these are tiger scratches. You know how cats scratch bark to sharpen their claws, make sure they can kill those little mice at home? We're wondering whether these are the tiger equivalent, and if they are, they're massive. Look, I'll put my hand there. Look, see that? Can you see that? Who knows? Who knows?
Just around the corner from the claw sharpening location were some dwellings for brave humans.
This is where the forest office people work here, and Amit was saying that the other night they were having their dinner. They could hear some rustling outside, and they looked outside with their torches, and sure enough it was a tiger. I was thinking, you know what, how do you go to the toilet at night? How do you kind of like rest easy? But they do. They look really chilled. Look, they're all here. All here. Just having a nice time, see? Up there. Ah. Oh. Pretty cool job, really, isn't it? As long as you don't mind tigers. I wouldn't go to the toilet in the night, though. I would hold it in. Did it? Came right up to here. Wow. So they were there, were they? And the tiger was here. That's not far, is it? Look at these little naughties. Look at these little naughties, huh?
Leaving the little naughties, it was time to head back to the boat and depart the Sundarbans.
Oh, oh. And look what's waiting. Oh, wonderful. Fresh coconut water. That's exactly what you need when you've been sweating away in a mangrove forest. If you come to the Sundarbans, come with Bengal Logistics, they're brilliant.
I can honestly say the Sundarbans will remain one of the highlights of my Bangladesh tour, a beautiful place that feels like the end of the world. So if you're planning a trip to this country, don't forget to build in time to visit. You won't be disappointed.